Hello and welcome to my review of the Warhammer 40,000 Conquest issue 53. Now unfortunately this issue only contains one Space Marine bike. It will set you back £7.99, not the bike but the whole issue. It is such a skippable issue. It wasn't that long ago that we received two Space Marine bikes in one issue, and that was a much better deal. To put it in perspective, the Space Marine Bike Squad from Games Workshop will set you back £22.50, so that technically equates to £7.50 per bike. So yes, based on this you are losing out on 49p. However, usually you can get the Space Marine Bike Squad from third-party sellers, which means that you could well be saving even more money. However, for both of the issues it will cost you £16, so that saves you £6.50 overall. Anyway, we'll have a look at the model in a moment. Let's just have a look at the magazine, which is falling apart. I'll try and keep the motorcycle puns down to a minimum. So the first part of the magazine talks about the white scars, synonymous to Space Marine bikers, one could say. A little bit more of an article there. Then it talks about Legacy of Secrecy. This is about the Dark Angels. A little bit more there. Space Marine Scout bikes, of which you don't get any in this subscription. It's interesting to note that the Scout Bike Squad also costs £22.50, and in exactly the similar vein, and contains 3 Scout bikes. Moving forward, you've got a little look at them there. And on another note, it seems, at least from Games Workshop's website and the description, that the Scout Biker Squad has much more variety in terms of weapon options. You can equip them with grenade launchers on the front. Who doesn't want a grenade launcher on a motorcycle? And shotguns. I think that sergeant's about to throw a grenade. You've also got chassis mounted shotguns and grenades on the side of the tank. Yeah, anyway, it then goes on to the Xenos threat, so a little bit about Necrons for a short while. Then straight on to Nurgle Demons, Horticulus Slimex. Lovely piece of artwork, however, and it shows all these the snail's chubby feet, but doesn't show that manic face. It's a bit poor, but never mind. There he is. That's what the model looks like. He's really cool. I think he's one of the most expensive single sprue miniatures. I think he's like £32.50, and the box only has 1 sprue in it. How to build Space Marine bike, straightforward. If you've built the other two, this one is a piece of cake. Exactly the same. The skull flag pole thing is optional. You don't need to put it on if you don't want to. They don't include any flags. You'd have to make your own. I think it's going to look a bit odd if you just left it blank. But an interesting point is they used to include actual stickers to stick flags and numbers for various chapters as well on those poles. Quite cool back in the day. How to paint the Space Marine bikes. Goes through every nook and cranny. Of course, it's a bit harder to paint the Space Marine once you've glued him onto the bike. Sub-assembly, you could probably get away with sub-assembly and then gently glue him onto the bike once you've finished painting him. That would be like the preferred method, I would say. There's an optional paint scheme for the sergeant. Everyone knows that Space Marine sergeants have a big, I'm the leader, shoot me first to affect morale, different coloured helmet, which is red. And then how to paint the final details. That looks incredible, the way they've done the highlights. With the blue, but also the metallic highlights. There you go, they show you how to do it here with the Stormhost Silver over the lead belcher. I nearly said Bolgon Metal, wow, that would take us all back, wouldn't it? Then you've got Rules Mission, a Swift Strike, 3 bikes against, yeah, we won't even go there. Dash for the banner, and then, yes, a little bit of advert there. And finally, your next Conquests, the next issue contains Typhus. Absolutely stunning model. He's a multi-part kit and he does cost £25 individually, which I think is probably one of the single most expensive miniatures in this whole subscription for one issue. Not you know, the reports are notwithstanding, that's over 4 issues. But still, absolutely incredible issue. I can't wait to give you the first look and the review of Typhus. I've got 2 Typhuses, or Typhus anyway, and the rules are really, really cool for him too. You want to bring a load of Poxwalkers, trust me on that one. I'll go through that in the review. And you won't have to wait too long for that, because I will be releasing both of those videos on Monday and Tuesday next week. Then issue 55 includes the Alchemite pipes. I haven't built them yet, they're on a sprue, so I'll be hurriedly building them very soon. That'll be my next, I say, big project. It's just a mould line removal project in a way. Okay, that's enough of me blabbering on about this magazine. Let's have a look at the Space Marine biker himself. Now, I have posed him in a typical biker, get rid of your chicken strips pose. Okay, maybe not, because this kind of leaning is very limited to the footrests, more akin to like a Harley Davidson or something, a big wide boy type of bike. It is I want to say it's a sit up and beg bike. It's a cross between a naked bike and a cruiser, really. The tyres are absolutely huge, but then again, you don't know what kind of engine this thing is running. It's got 4 exhausts. I'm not sure whether Akrapovich still exists in the 41st millennium, but I'm sure it sounds very, very loud, especially when the twin bolters kick in. He's also got this little sat-nav. No, it's like a targeting data readout or specs readout thing. Really, really cool. But it is an old model. These Space Marine bikes have been around for, I want to say, over 20 years now. They need an update, in my opinion. I want to see Primaris bikers. I want to see Primaris jet bikers, maybe. More close combat Primaris Space Marines. Why are there hardly any close combat ones? They're all about the range, all about the shooting. I mean, well, 8th edition is, isn't it? But still, Custodes got Dawn Eagle jet bikes. They also got the Horus Heresy jet bikes. You've got the Horus Heresy Scimitar jet bikes for normal legions, and then you've got scouts that have bikes too. Eldar had their updated jet bikes. They look really cool. Dark Eldar ones, of course, do. And then you've got Genestealer cults, which have some phenomenal bikes, and we'll do a comparison with this guy to them in a moment. In fact, I wanted to do a comparison with them right now. So this is how far we've come in terms of detail. I mean, look at that. You've got a little bit of a scenic base. You've got much more detail on the suspension, on the engine area, the even packs that will help. I mean, you could put ammunition packs, heavy bolter packs, lascan pack. You know, these guys are front runners. There can be scouts. They are first recon. You know, they can also be supply as well. You've got such a powerful, fast-moving vehicle. Why not load it with, you know, some more ammunition or weapons or something? You know, just increase the use of them rather than just be, oh, it's a Space Marine with that travels fast with an extra bolt gun and a better sort of toughness. Yeah, I just think that they could be utilised a bit more, much like the Genestealer cults are. Yes, I understand that the Genestealer cults, you know, used to be civilians or miners or whatever, and they have all of this gear readily available, but I just would have liked to have seen some extra thought put into the usage of Space Marine bikers, and have some panniers on there. That would be quite cool. Anyway, so that's the size comparison next to a Genestealer cult biker. Genestealer cult Atalan Jackal is, of course, much taller and bigger and bulkier than the Space Marine. No, he's not. But nice dirt bike on there. So compared to some other enemies of the Imperium, and now he is in this leaning pose, of course, but compared to a cultist, yeah, Space Marine is taller than a cultist, even on this knee slider of a move. Then you've got a normal Plague Marine, which is, yeah, he's taller than the Space Marine on a bike. And then you've finally got the Blightlord Terminator, which is, yeah, much bigger, quite bulky too. Compared to its normal Space Marine brethren, I have a normal Space Marine on the left and a Primaris on the right. You can see there, from that angle at least, that they are similar heights. The biker is taller than the Space Marine if you're going to have him at on the upright angle, and that makes sense because the bike is a little bit more off the ground. Compared to a Primaris, Primaris is taller overall. So I hope those size comparisons help in terms of, you know, getting some idea of where the biker ends up with normal forces. But I think I know the words that are resting on your lips right now. Super. How tall is the Space Marine bike compared to a Warhound Titan? Well, don't worry, Super's got you covered. It is about ankle height on a Warhound. Okay, and now we've hit the rev limiter of the review and rev bombed ourselves into the rule section of this review. So the bike squad, or Space Marine biker, is a fast attack choice. You'll find him in the fast attack choices. There's not that many fast attack choices to choose from. There's about 7. It ranges from bikes to scout bikes to the new inceptors and suppressors to attack bikes and land speeders. They've really shaved off some of the fat of the section by including all the land speeders in just one unit choice, but they felt the need of creating a brand new option, the suppressors, but yet they don't have an individual kit out for them, which does suck, and I think that's something that they have missed. Hopefully we'll get a separate kit at some point. So, bike squads. Space Marine biker, the power points cost is a 4, and the points cost is 21 per bike, with the attack bike only costing an extra 4 points more, which I think is worth it. The stat line reads: movement is 14 inches, weapon skill 3+, ballistic skill 3+, strength 4, toughness 5, 2 wounds, 1 attack, leadership 7, and a save of 3+. That's quite decent. These guys are still faster than jetpack troops, such as the assault squads, the inceptors, and the suppressors. However, the scout bike squad is faster. Maybe that's due to the lighter bikes and the lighter scouts themselves not carrying around that power armor. But they're only 2 inches slower than land speeders. You know, it's a powerful vehicle with the turbojets, and it doesn't have to take into account for terrain. I would have thought land speeders would be 18 inches or 20, but still, bike squads are relatively fast. The unit contains 1 biker sergeant and 2 Space Marine bikers. It can additionally contain up to 3 Space Marine bikers or up to 5 Space Marine bikers. It can additionally contain 1 attack bike. So right there you've essentially got 8 Space Marine bikers. The biker sergeant and every Space Marine biker is equipped with a bolt pistol, twin bolt gun, frag grenades and crack grenades. The attack bike is equipped with a bolt pistol, heavy bolter, twin bolt guns, frag grenades and crack grenades. So everything works as normal. Bolt pistols work as usual, so do bolt guns. The twin bolt guns, which you might not be familiar with, which are mounted on the front of the bike, they are a 24-inch rapid fire 2, strength 4, AP 0 and a damage of 1. So they're basically a bolt gun, but just rapid fire 2. Now, they've gone through many iterations over the years, such as extra shots, twin linked, all these kind of things, but this is just a straight up 2-shot weapon now. The chainsword and the grenades do the same as they always have. The war gear options: the sergeant can be equipped with 1 weapon from the sergeant weapons list instead of 1 bolt pistol, and any Space Marine biker can be equipped with 1 chainsword instead of 1 bolt pistol. Up to 2 Space Marine bikers can be equipped with 1 weapon from the special weapons list instead of 1 bolt pistol. Now that has changed. It used to only be 1, but now you can get 2 of them, so you can have 2 melter guns or 2 plasma guns or whatever, flamers. That'd be cool. The attack bike can be equipped with 1 multi-melter instead of 1 heavy bolter. Their abilities: they have Angels of Death. They have this ability that's specific to them called Turbo Boost. When this unit advances, add 6 inches to the move characteristic of its models until the end of the movement phase instead of making an advance roll. That's very, very useful. So now they've got a movement speed of 20 inches. They can get around that 48-inch board very quickly. Combat squads: if this unit contains 6 or more models, then during deployment, before any units have been set up, it can be divided into 2 units containing as equal a number of models as possible. That works as normal Space Marines. And then the keywords: Imperium, Adeptus Astartes, Biker and Bike Squad. So there you go. Not an awful lot of things to set them apart from other units and squads. It's nice that they've got the toughness 5, that should never be overlooked. It's also nice that they have 2 wounds each standard, and their movement speed is very fast. 3 of them are not to be overlooked because that's technically a unit of 6 Space Marines in a way in terms of wounds. So if you had 5 of them, that's technically 10 Space Marines worth of wounds there. More survivable because of the movement speed and also the toughness 5. The only downside to all of these is they're not tactical enough. They don't have the heavy weapons and arguably better options to protect themselves in terms of rhinos and razorbacks and land raiders and the flying transports like the Storm Ravens. But I still think they have a useful feature of the battlefield, especially in games where you need to capture points and where they can make a difference either at the start of the game, capturing points, or later on. What do you guys think of the models and the rules themselves? Are you with me that they need a big update and possibly have Primaris have some kind of fast attack choice other than the suppressors and the inceptors? I would definitely like to see Primaris bikers, even if they don't get jet bikes or whatever. I would still like to see them have some kind of personal fast attack choice other than jetpacks. Put your thoughts and opinions down below. It'd be great to hear from you. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.